Hey, what's up everybody?
Before we dive in, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And drop a comment letting me know where you're watching from. So check this out. When Baron Trump rolled up to his dad's victory rally in a Cybertruck, nobody could have predicted what was about to go down. I'm telling you right now, this story is wild and exposes how fake news operates in real time. The scene was electric, thousands of MAGA supporters celebrating Trump's victory, flags everywhere, patriotic music blasting. But not everyone was there to celebrate. Behind the barriers, protesters were getting louder by the minute. Among them, this sketchy dude dressed all in black kept checking his phone like he was waiting for some signal. That's when the Cybertruck appeared. You couldn't miss it, that angular metallic beast reflecting the afternoon sun as Baron Trump arrived. Secret Service was on high alert, and for good reason.
Withut Warning. The guy in black burst trug security.
The crowd went dead silent as he sprinted toward Baron's Cybertruck. Secret Service agents moved like lightning, one rushing to stop the guy, another moving to protect Baron. What happened next was insane. The protester tried jumping onto the Cybertruck's hood to get to Baron, but his foot slipped on the smooth metal, and he crashed hard onto the pavement. He wasn't moving. At all. For a split second, everyone froze. Then some woman screamed, "He's not breathing. Oh my God, he's in cardiac arrest." Absolute chaos erupted. This woman wearing a resist shirt pushed through the crowd claiming to have medical knowledge.
No pulse.
"We need help immediately," she shouted, making sure the news cameras caught every word. Meanwhile, Secret Service formed a protective circle around Baron, trying to get him away from the scene. But from where he stood, Baron could see everything unfolding. The protester lying motionless, protesters panicking around him, some filming with their phones, others looking around desperately. "Does anyone know CPR?" someone shouted. People looked around nervously. A few stepped forward, but the protesters quickly formed a tight circle, saying they didn't want too many people crowding him. Journalists were already swarming, cameras focused on what looked like tragedy unfolding at a Trump rally. That's when Baron noticed something weird. Despite all the panic, no one was actually helping the guy. Baron called out, "Start CPR immediately." But his voice was nearly drowned out by the commotion. The woman checking for a pulse looked up with this strange expression on her face. We don't know how," she called back, voice cracking with what seemed like desperation. Then Baron Trump did something that shocked everyone. "Let me go. I can help him," he told his security team. His voice was firm but respectful. "Every second counts in cardiac arrest. I know what I'm doing." His head of security studied his face for a split second, then nodded. "Stay close to him," he ordered the other agents. So picture this, Baron Trump, the president's son, running straight into a crowd of people who had been protesting against his family moments earlier. The protesters parted, some looking genuinely surprised, others with expressions that were harder to read. Baron dropped to his knees and immediately started chest compressions. His technique was perfect, methodical, precise. The dude clearly knew exactly what he was doing. "Has anyone called an ambulance?" Baron asked without breaking rhythm. It's on the way," the woman in the resist shirt answered, with this weird hesitation in her voice. She exchanged quick glances with others in the inner circle of protesters. "Someone count for me," Baron commanded, continuing compressions. But instead of help, hands started pulling him away. "The ambulance is almost here," the woman insisted, now physically trying to separate him from the unconscious man. "You need to step back." "But we need to continue CPR until they arrive," Baron protested, struggling to maintain his position. "He needs consistent compressions." More protesters joined in, moving Baron away. Their actions seemed more urgent than concerned. Through the commotion, Baron caught glimpses of faces in the crowd, some showing genuine distress, others displaying what looked oddly like frustration. The woman who first raised the alarm was speaking rapidly into some kind of wireless earpiece, her words lost in the chaos. Behind her, two men were already lifting the unconscious protester.
Wait. Baron kellet out.
"You shouldn't move someone in cardiac arrest unless absolutely necessary." But his words were drowned out. Despite claims of an approaching ambulance, the protesters were carrying the unconscious man away themselves, not toward the street where emergency vehicles would arrive, but toward a side alley. The whole emergency response was unlike anything Baron had ever seen. Baron stood there processing what had just happened, his security detail reformed around him. The crowd's reaction was splitting, the main group of protesters dispersing with unusual speed, many speaking in hushed tones into phones or earpieces. But a smaller group lingered behind, looking troubled. One young woman in particular kept looking back at Baron, then at her fellow protesters, like she was wrestling with something internally. Media crews were scrambling, but oddly, no one seemed to know which hospital the victim was being taken to. One reporter's questions about the destination were met with vague dismissals from the protesters who carried him away. As Baron was about to leave, he noticed something on the ground, a small object that had fallen from someone's pocket during the chaos. He bent to pick it up, and a gust of wind flipped it over, revealing what looked like instructions. Before he could read it, the woman in the resist shirt suddenly appeared and snatched it away, looking panicked. Whispers spread through the crowd. Some claimed they'd seen the unconscious man blinking, others swore they'd spotted him checking his watch during the CPR attempt. But without proof, these remained just rumors. Just as the incident was beginning to fade into just another controversial Trump rally moment, someone unexpected emerged from the crowd, Keanu Reeves himself. His presence alone caused a stir, but what he said next stunned everyone into silence. "I know that man," Keanu said, his calm voice carrying across the now hushed gathering. "His name is Mike Reynolds. He was my stunt double in John Wick 2. I recognized his technique immediately. It's a specific fall we practiced countless times. The unconscious collapse with a controlled head turn to prevent actual injury. He's quite good at it actually." Then Keanu pointed to the alley and added, "And I just saw him walking away normally behind that building."
The revelation hit like a thunderbolt.
Some protesters began backing away, while others stood frozen in shock. Then the woman in the resist shirt broke down crying.
"I can't do this anymore," she sobbed.
"We were paid to create a scene, to make it look like someone died at a Trump event with no one helping. But we never expected Baron to rush in to help. He could have been hurt, but he didn't care, he just wanted to save a life." The truth came out rapidly after that. The whole thing was an elaborate scheme funded by opposition groups, designed to create viral footage painting the event in a negative light. But they hadn't counted on Baron Trump's genuine compassion, derailing their plans. The stuntman was so moved by Baron's selfless attempt to help that he refused to complete the stage scene, disappearing instead of playing his part in the planned media spectacle. What happened next was like something from a movie. The woman who orchestrated the fake cardiac arrest approached Baron, tears streaming down her face. "I've spent years believing the worst about your family," she confessed. "But today I saw something that changed everything." One by one, the other protesters involved stepped forward, each visibly moved. The young woman who had lingered behind spoke up, her voice trembling, "We were so caught up in our political games that we forgot about basic humanity. But you ran into danger to save someone you thought was your enemy." The atmosphere shifted as some rally attendees moved to comfort the now repentant protesters. Decades of political division seemed to melt away in this raw human moment. That's when Keanu Reeves, with his characteristic gentle wisdom, began softly singing Imagine by John Lennon.
The melody caught on, spreading through the crowd like a wave of hope.
Former adversaries found themselves arm in arm, swaying to Lennon's timeless message of unity. Tears flowed freely, not from political tension or stage drama, but from the genuine recognition of our shared humanity. Even hardened security personnel couldn't help but be moved by the sight of former enemies embracing as brothers and sisters. All around them, people began to clap, slowly at first, then building into thunderous applause that echoed the beating of their united hearts. As the impromptu chorus faded away, the woman in the resist shirt turned to the crowd. "Today we came to sow division," she said, her voice strong despite her tears. "But instead, we found our common ground." Sometimes it takes seeing true character in action to remember what really matters. This story shows us that sometimes the greatest victories aren't won through power or politics, but through simple acts of human kindness that remind us all of what truly matters. This is Storyverse, and if this story touched your heart, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more hidden truths.
Until next time, peace out.